Welcome back everyone to Uncle Fred Rant. I am your host, Uncle Fred. What's going on, man?
Man, it's a good day, man. You know it's a good day for me today.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, man. It's all right. Things are looking up, man.
Yep. So today we have on the slate, we're gonna go ahead and review the Cowboys game, which just wrapped up recently. Nice outcome for you. And I'll let you carry this one, man, and we'll get to our entire week pick'ems wrap up next, and that'll be later. For now, man, let's cover the Cowboys. That's what's fresh on the slate. Um, 41 home opener, hung a 41 ball on the Philly Eagles, man. How you feeling?
Come on, man. I'm feeling, pretty good, man. We got to win. Wins don't come, uh, don't come cheap in the NFL, man. Anytime you get a dub, you get a dub. We got the dub. We 2-1. We sit at the top of the division, and we looking good, and scored a lot of points and really dominated the game. And man, it's good to be a Cowboy fan today, and all the Cowboy fans out there, man. I'm with you today. It's a good night.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So
now, having said that,
okay.
I'm gonna sit down the pom poms. All right.
All right.
All right. Now, we played a good game tonight. For the most part, it looked to me like, I'm not trying to sound arrogant or nothing, but it looked to be to me early that we were the better team, especially on the offensive and surprisingly the defensive lines. We were able to basically control the game throughout the first half. We got the opening kickoff. Dak drove us like 75 yards, like 8 plays, got a touchdown. Like 4 minutes into the game, touchdown Dallas. I'm like, yeah, that's how you kick off your home opener. The first time you've been there in like 350 some odd days since you had your ankle turned the wrong way. Then you have all the Cowboy, ring of honors and Hall of Fame people and stuff. It was a special night, man. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's get this. Then on defense, we kick off, get the ball, and kick off to the Eagles, and they got a first down, and then Jalen tried to go deep, and my man Anthony Brown, I had to give him a little dap because he's been taking a lot of the last few weeks because he's been the guy that's getting picked on. But he came up strong and picked it off and rolled into the end zone. So we start that next drive from the 2-yard line. But we got a 7-0 lead, and we got the ball back on a turnover. So my thinking is that, look, let's if nothing else, let's just flip the field position. We're on the 2-yard line. Okay. The last thing we want to do is turn the football over, any of those sorts of things. We got the ball. We have an opportunity to seize control of the football game. All right. And so as they're breaking the huddle, all right, Dak, let's get us some good plays. Let's get us down. If nothing else, get a couple of first downs. We can flip the field position and whatnot because you don't want to go 3 and out on your own 2. That means they're getting the ball at midfield or closer, and they can get a cheap score that way. So they ran the ball, and not trying to get long and convoluted. Ran the ball up the middle of Zeke for about 3 yards. Then on second down, Dak decides he wants to pass it, which is fine. But you're in the end zone. Okay, you're in the end zone. That ball got to come out quick. You can't. You don't have time to be going through your second, third, and fourth progression. You're in the end zone. All right. You got to get that ball. Got to come out there. But he sat there and patted it until Justin Hargraves got with him and knocked the ball out of his hand and right to Fletcher Cox, I believe, in touchdown. So all of that work that you did, and it's 7-0. It's 7-7 now. Okay. Those are the types of things that you play in teams that are equal to talent to you, and you do things like that. That's the kind of things that get you beat. Okay, so those are the little things that I'll be trying to critical of because you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles, and as the game progressed, it was obvious they weren't going to be able to stop us from running. We could throw it whenever we wanted to. And if you're playing the Rams or if you're playing the Minnesota Vikings or if you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or something like that, you can't give them cheap scores like that. You just can't. You just can't do that because those are like little things that and I got a little nit to pick with that because sometimes he does little things that kind of like that grate my nerves. Happened last weekend against the Chargers. We got a 7-0 lead, and then Diggs got a pick. So I'm like, okay, we can be up 14-0. And he throws an interception that everybody was scratching their head about. Nobody was in the general vicinity. I'm like, what are you doing? And of course, they got the ball right down from that interception, tied the game up. Changes the whole thing. Now you're in a ball game. You had an opportunity to seize control, but now you're in a battle. And it went back and forth the rest of the game. It's just little things like that, little mental things like that you got to stay on top of that will get you beat. But other than that, I thought Dak played a flawless game. I think he was 21 or 26 for 238, 3 touches. But the story of the day was how we were able to run the football. I know at one point in the game, they ran the ball on like 6 or 7 consecutive plays, getting 4 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, first down, first down, first down. And it's a test of, I don't want to say it like this, but you basically taking somebody's manhood when they know you're running it and they can't stop you. And they putting 8 in the box and you still getting 6, 7 yards. Those are the things that I take as positives from the game because I think Zeke had 17 carries for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. I know all the stuff is going on between him and Tony Pollard started instead of him. He's doing much better. Okay, whatever. And they split it up. He had 11 carries for 60 yards, 5.5 a clip. Zeke was 5.6 a clip. Okay, and so between the two of them, that's like 155 yards. I think we ran it for like 160. Good effort from our offensive line. So those are the things I like to see because you can run the ball, you can dictate to the other team, because on our opening drive, we had ran the ball so well, and that went under center, and so they're thinking, oh, he's passing it because he's under center, he ain't a shotgun, and that simply play faked it and hit CD Lamb for a 44-yard gain down to the 1. Those are the things I like to see, And I also liked on the offensive end, we'll get to the defense, that even the announcers were saying how Dak seems to have full control of the offense. Like he can, there was even one play where Zeke was about to come on the field and he said, no, I don't need you gonna mess up what I got them fooled on here. So you stay off the field and I got this. It was like 3rd and 4. He got the first down. And the announcer was saying, you can tell when a guy has the full control of the offense. He even got them to jump offside a couple times and, get them with too many men on the field and stuff. The stuff you see Aaron Rodgers do. When they got full control of everything going and they notice everything going around and stuff. So I like the maturity of Dak being able to do that kind of stuff. It's just the little things that we got to clean them things up because things like that in a big game will get you beat. Now, to the defense. Now, we have been sort of fluky on defense. That's why I say, because the reason I say fluky is because, we, I think in 2 games we forced 3 punts. Okay? 3 punts in 2 games. Okay? Teams were like, 60, 70% on 3rd down against us and stuff like that. So, but we had 6 turnovers. Okay? So, that sort of helps. And so today, we kind of limited a lot of the big plays and things of that nature. I think Jalen ended up like 338 yards. But a lot of that was cosmetic, meaning, it's 27-7. And, really all you can do is throw the ball. You're in like soft zone coverage, and, we're not going to let you beat us deep. And, you get a lot of garbage yards and stuff like that. What they call empty calorie yards, It don't really have no nutritional value, you know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of those. And, but there's a couple of guys on defense that I want to highlight. Certainly, Micah Parsons, that boy's special, man. That's a special dude, man. He ran down Jalen once on a quarterback scramble, limited him to 3 yards, and then he Jalen had a head start. He was able to, with that 4.3 speed that he was able to diagnose the play, run him down. He was in on I think he had like a sack and a half. And also want to highlight O.C. Odigizua. I think that's what his name is, from UCLA. One of our draft picks that we got from this past draft. And I think he had a sack and a couple of pressures. Okay. With D-Law being out, man, anything we can get from some of these guys, it's not D-Man, and it's not Gregory. Anything we can get from them guys is always a plus. And I thought he played well. They got a lot of pressure on Jalen early, made him throw some passes early, and picked off a couple. And then so Odigizua on the defensive line, Micah Parsons from the linebacker position, and certainly from a secondary position, I got to highlight my man Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon played a whale of a football game tonight, and baited him into an interception in the third quarter, resulting in a pick six. It was basically an all-Alabama pick six. Jalen threw it, thrown into Devontae. He got the jump on Devontae, picked it off, scampered 59 yards for a touchdown. High stepping at the last 10. I'm like, okay, you can do that. But I like his confidence and his moxie, where it's like, no, bro, you're not beating me. He kind of has that kind of mentality. And I think as a cornerback, that's so important that you have confidence. You don't get down on yourself, if you get beat. Because you're going to get beat. These are world-class athletes. You're going to get beat occasionally, right? So, yeah, and I thought, and maybe his knowledge of Devontae Smith might have helped him in some of them. I know they had a lot of practices when they was in Alabama. They know a lot of his traits and tricks and little things. And so that might factor into it. But I just love the confidence that he played with. And because he really didn't give up anything. So they was trying to challenge the other people on the other side. And so I think that with him being able to do that, that can affect the coverages in other places. If guys are not willing to challenge him on his side, they'll make that allows us to roll coverage to the other side to help other guys out, and that way your defense kind of has coverage in other areas. Because Anthony Brown's gonna need some help on some of these guys, because a lot of times they will put guys, they're better guys, move them around and get them on him, thinking they have a mismatch. But if you roll a safety underneath and things of that nature, you can kind of limit some of that. So, but yeah, it's getting to a point where I know it's early, but it's getting to a point with Diggs where he's getting a reputation that you really don't want to try him, and I like that.
Yeah, well, for contextual purposes, Devontae tripped. Doesn't matter because Trayvon took advantage despite that. But
Right.
3 games in, 3 interceptions down, it's becoming quite clear. You throw that ball over there, that cornerback is going to get his hands on it. That's not a pass breakup. That's not a deflection. If it's around his hands, he's going to catch it.
Right.
We know the pedigree of the family. We know who his brother is.
Right.
That's a corner with hands. So understand what you're getting into, quarterbacks on the opposite side. So to the point you already made, Micah Parsons is doing really well, filling in on the edge.
Yes.
You got contributions from guys, to your point. Maybe not as expected, but it's welcomed. I do want to be fair to Jalen and just kind of play ego advocate, but not really. But just to say, Jalen struggled with his reads tonight.
Yes.
So even that lollipop he threw up there, Anthony Brown did right to take advantage. It's just a terrible read, and
it was underthrown too. It was
severely
woefully underthrown.
Yeah.
So let's be fair about that. It was underthrown.
Yeah. He didn't have a great night. The thing about it, I don't think he got a lot of help. And that's not to just say receivers weren't creating separation. I just think some of the play calling was very questionable as well.
I would agree with that.
So the Eagles, I would like to say the Eagles as a whole had a rough night. and it became evident in sort of the confused, puzzled look on Jalen's face.
Right.
That our strategy tonight wasn't it, and
No.
that's kind of what I took from his body language,
Right.
as he had to continuously fight to scramble out and try to make plays, and nothing's there. I believe they tried to run a screen, and it just blew up in their face, and can't pass the ball. He just got to scramble. You see the frustration, and a guy is clearly overmatched. So I think a lot of the discourse may be to, point the finger at Jalen, but at least I wanted to bring up here. I think that's a collective L, and everybody has to take their fair share of hits for that one on that side. But nonetheless, I mean, the Cowboys did what a good team should do and take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's right. Now, another thing about Jalen is that what I know about him, because I've seen him, 3 years at Alabama, and I know, I don't know him, but I've seen the kind of individual he is. Now, the things that we was able to do to him today, might not be able to do that to him in a couple of months. We played him again up there towards the end of the season. So if anybody that I know can bounce back or takes things and processes that and say, okay, this is what they did, it's gonna be that dude right there. I got a lot of confidence in Jalen Hurts, that I have to admit it sort of kind of bothered me that he struggled some because I kind of got like a little soft spot for Jalen Hurts. I just kind of do. So, but not, I don't want him to win the game. But,
Twice a year, he's not your friend. I get it, but otherwise,
right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm like, dang, Jalen, why you throw that? So, but I know he will get better. I know he will get in the film room. I know he's gonna get in his playbook. I know he's gonna have some conferences with Nick Sirianni, who's the head coach, and come in and work out some things, and so their offense will be a little more because that offense we saw the first week against the Falcons, they that had me thinking like, man, they might win 11, 12 games.
Yeah, well,
you always got to consider who you're playing. All of that is always relative.
That's a young coaching staff across the board,
right?
Which was highlighted here in this game. I think they just ran for the first 2 weeks a playbook that works, and it just so happened to keep them in both games, and they won one. And this one, that they were just schematically overmatched, and it became obvious early. So that team has to go back to the drawing board, and we'll do our recaps with the way Washington got done up in Buffalo. This result here, never don't really know what to make of the Giants. Point is that's a division that the Cowboys conceivably, I guess, akin to the Tennessee Titans in the AFC South. These are two divisions. Titans and Cowboys are gonna want to do their work early.
You should go and you can dominate.
So
that's why when I nitpick about the little things, I'm like, dude, you got a chance to, because what frustrated me about that, I don't want to go back over rehashing old stuff, but when you control a team like they did, they run like 9 plays to your like 23, 24 plays, and they've had the ball like maybe 4 minutes to your, and it's like 14-7. Those are the things that, because you dominated. They didn't have maybe one first down in the first quarter. And you basically controlled every drive we had went into the red zone, and we didn't punt until like, maybe like 2-3 minutes to go in the half. We didn't punt. So you clearly dominating, but the scoreboard didn't reflect that because, and also we got a turnover on downs when we went for it on 4th down. I thought that got in, but it was kind of iffy. And I could see how the refs could call it that way. and I didn't have a problem with it. I had a problem with the play call because I thought if you're Dak, you got to go over the top with that and not try to slide and whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. Dak's a big boy, 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", 240 pounds. You think he would be able to get that? But hey, them other guys, they get paid too. So, and the Eagles have one of the more formidable defensive lines, and they've been pushed around all game. So, at some point, man, you ain't gonna be getting pushed around too much longer. I hope buckle down and get this one. And so they kind of held us on that one. And so we really got nothing out of that. So you take that and then we fumble in the end zone. They got a touchdown. So you really dominate the game. You're only up by 7. You really should have been like 21-0. So there's just things to work on and clean up. And but hey, it's a win. And Cowboy Nation should be happy. I think our team's gonna continue to get better as the weeks go along. I do have one nick to pick with our coaching staff though. Okay. Right before the half, when it was obvious that the Eagles weren't, going to get a first down, Mike McCarthy never called a timeout. And because you could have got the ball back with a minute and a half to go, and could have scored. And I know it was like, well, it's because I think it was 20-7 at the time because they missed the extra point on the third touchdown. So it was 20-7. But and my way of thinking is you never think that you got enough points. All right? If they're running it up the middle, they call that timeout. Make them throw it. And they just ran the clock down. So when they got the ball back, like 6 seconds left, and the announcers was like, "Why did he not call a timeout there?" He said, "You really would call a timeout there, because you always want to get that extra possession, because you always want to try to score." So it's back-to-back weeks where we've had, clock issues last week, let the time run down and, could have got closer and it could have cost us. And then, of course, this didn't cost us. But in big games where the margins are closer, I need my coaching staff to kind of be on task with the game situation and what's going on because, you never know. Those things can cost you a game. And, in the playoffs, one mistake, somebody going home. And you hate for it to be on something like that.
Yeah, I mean, to leave 2 timeouts on the board, it's a level.
We gonna do it sometimes. You gonna take them home and gift wrap them? We gonna do it.
It's a level of contentment. Man. That type of contentment shouldn't really be a luxury, to be honest. Every team, no matter the caliber or pedigree, and the Cowboys are no exception. You gotta stay aggressive. I'm glad you pointed that out. That was something that I thought as well in the moment. It's kind of that's really strange,
Right.
And I felt that, and they pointed it out during the telecast. So seems like we're all on the same page here. Just chalk that up to contentment, but probably not the right mentality.
Let me give you a comparison here, and we're gonna move on. We're pretty much done with this. There was a game last year when we were playing the Giants. That was a game that could have got us into the division, and there was a call on a catch that he didn't ask for a challenge on, and it was almost like he kept looking at the scoreboard to try to see. So I'm like, dude, what are you looking at? Because you're not calling plays, so because I understand if there's somebody like Andy Reid or somebody, or I shouldn't even say Andy Reid, or somebody that's calling plays for their team, okay? Like Sean McVay, he's calling plays, okay? He may not be able to do because he's trying to, he's doing other things. But you don't call plays. So really, you should be on top of everything going on. He's looking. Now I saw a situation with, I think it was a catch that Cedric Wilson tried to make on a little circus catch, and they were trying to make it a catch, and Nick Sirianni right on top of and this is the first time coach. Okay, he's coaching his 3rd game, and he's kind of on top of that kind of thing. All right.
Yeah.
So, dude, you got a Super Bowl. You've been coaching like 15 years. Come on, dude. I'm gonna expect better from you from that. Your lackadaisical attitude about keeping up with game situations and stuff, it's gonna cost you in a game that if we're playing somebody with closer talent to us or it's in the playoffs or something like that. But yeah, you got to stay on top of it. That's what they pay you for. Okay. So,
yeah. I mean, this opportunity.
Yeah.
Not great, but overall, man, keeping it short and sweet. Cowboys get the dub. That's what counts. Uh, let's get this up. Uncle Fred has accomplished another rant.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it up, man. I'm good. If you good.
I'm good, man. We 2-1.
Yes, sir.
We 2-1. We got Carolina next week, man.
That's gonna be a good one.
Man, they 3-0.
Exactly.
Hey,
that's gonna be a good one.
Got our work cut out for us, but I'm happy we 2-1.
Yep.
Let's get it.
All right, man. Cowboys Nation, stand up. How about them? How about them?
How about them Cowboys?
Yes, sir. All right, Fred. Peace, man.